Hello, Zahir Anwari from Sublime Trading here to help you with logging into and navigating your way around the CMPA follower platform. First of all, a massive congratulations to you. If you are watching this video, it means you have successfully opened a CMPA follower account. It won't be long before you are able to fund your account and start following top traders that you find of interest. But before that, let's get you familiar with some of the features of the CMPA platform that are available to you. The features we will be covering are My Account, Funding Your Account, Following a Top Trader, Position Sizing, the Loss Protection Tool, and My Portfolio. So let's get started. To log into the CMPA follower platform, you will have got an email that looks like this, that contains your username and password. On your preferred browser, go to www.cm-pa.com. You may want to bookmark this as you will be visiting this site on a daily basis, and click on Login here in the top right corner. You will be taken to this pop-up window where you will enter the username and password email to you. Saud will enter in the following details. And then hits login. Once you have logged in, you will then be presented with the CMPA follower platform with a username in the top left corner. Now, do not be overwhelmed. I will be going through the key features with you that will help you to get started. In time, and as you get more comfortable with the platform, you will discover additional features that will help you to fine-tune your trading experience. Under Follower, right here, you have two options to click on, My Account and My Portfolio. We will be going through both of them, but let's start by clicking on My Account. Once loaded, you can see you have various tabs at the top you can click on. Let's click on Get Started. On this page, there is a video of the platform and a breakdown of the CMPA platform follower features, which I will be going through with you. Let's click back on My Account. At the top, you will have the basic breakdown of your trading account. How much you have funded it with, how well your portfolio is doing, and the loss protection that you have set it at. You can see the $120,000 that Saud has funded his account with. As this is the first time you are logging in, these will all say 0. To fund the account, click on Fund Your Account in the top right corner. You will then be presented with this message saying that you are moving away from the CMPA follower platform to the TradeHub account. Simply press Confirm and then enter the same login details. Hit Log into my account. Once you are in, to add funds, click on this $sign and then follow the instructions. You may choose to do this now or wait until later on when you are more familiar with the platform. Next, we go back to the CMPA follower platform to set up the 5 top traders that you want to follow. In order to do that, you click on here. You can run one of your portfolios and you will be taken to the portfolio builder page. In these 5 circles, you can drag and drop from the list here on the left the 5 top traders that you want to follow. Now, of course, you will want to do your research on the top traders available to you and their public stats. In order to do that, click here on Rankings List, and you will then see the list of top traders that you can look into and follow if they are suited to what you want to achieve. You have all the information available to you on each trader, such as their name, their risk score, their profit, their max drawdown, and a lot more. But note that this list is not in any particular order. Once you have done your research and you know who you want to follow, click the follow option on the right hand side, or click back on Portfolio Builder here at the top and simply drag the 5 traders you want to follow. Saud, through his research, decides he likes the approach of the following 5 top traders. Now, if you decide to follow a top trader that has a particularly aggressive risk management style, you will be warned on that with this message. You may then choose to follow another top trader if you so wish to. Saud decides that he has a balanced portfolio and is happy to follow one top trader who is more aggressive than the other 4. This is done by simply pressing OK. The graph below shows how each of the traders has performed over the last 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or 3 years. You can turn their performance on and off by clicking on their names. The blue line here shows how the combined portfolio of the 5 traders you have chosen to follow have performed over any of these time periods. This is how their portfolio looks over the last year, but if you can see, that looks very different over the last week. This is where your due diligence comes in on following the right traders. Also be aware that their past performance is not a guarantee of what they will achieve going forward. And so this is where your own appetite to risk comes in. If you see this disclaimer here at the bottom, it says the performance represented is historical. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. You may lose the full amount invested. So let's go back to 1 year, which is set as default. And just once again show you that if you click on the names, their individual performances disappear. You're left with the overall performance of the portfolio. If you want to compare the individual trader to the blue line, simply click on their individual names. As default, all 5 traders will have their individual performances underneath the blue line. So let's have a look at some of the risk management tools available to you that will mitigate the risk of losing all your money. As a reminder, good trading is all about risk to reward. To make money, you have to risk money, and so losses are part and parcel of trading. The key is to keep the losses small and the winners big. And that is why it is important to do your due diligence on each of the traders you choose to follow and to become very familiar with the risk management tools available to you. With each trader Saud has chosen to follow, you will notice a cross to the right and a cog to the left. The cross is simply there to unfollow the top trader. Here is an example of Saud unfollowing one trader, leaving an empty space for him to drag and drop a new trader. The cog will take you into the settings of following that top trader. This will take you to a very important feature, which is setting the order size of your own trade. The way this works is by moving this slider up and down, By default, it is set at 1x for all instruments. That means you will be matching your risk with their risk for all instruments that this particular top trader chooses to trade. The slider can be taken all the way up to 3x or all the way down to 0 in 0.25 increments. If we read this, it says that please select 1x if you want to follow this top trader proportionally. If your top trader then loses 2% of his capital on one trade, for example, you would also lose about 2% of your capital on this trade. This is why it is important to do your due diligence when it comes to following top traders on their personal appetite to risk. So, to recap, if kept at 1x for all instruments, if the top trader risks on gold, say 3%, then your risk will also be 3%. But if their risk on oil is 7%, then your risk will also be 7%. It is important to note that this is based on a trade-by-trade basis. So again, do your due diligence on the risk profile of each trader that you follow. You may not want to follow top traders who swing from one extreme to another, and instead choose top traders who are more consistent with their risk allocation per trade. You will be happy to know that top traders are limited to risking no more than 10% of their account on any one trade. It is also important to note that the proportionality is of course subject to minimum trade size. A 0.01 cents trade size on a $100,000 account will have a much smaller risk size than on a $10,000 account, and with the same stop loss. Now, if you want to go in and adjust the risk on each instrument they are trading, then click here on Set Individual Amounts. This window opens, which lists all the instruments individually, and each instrument has its own slider for you to adjust the risk. So for example, we could move Alliance up to 2, we could reduce Amazon down to 0.50, and we could push Brent crude oil up to 1.25. Once you are happy, scroll down and click on Confirm Settings. You will then be taken back to the Portfolio Builder page. With your funds now in your trading account, you are ready to take this portfolio live and start seeing live trades being executed on your account. This is done by clicking on the Execute on Live Account button right here. Now, before you do that, you may want to double check all the settings for the order sizes that you have set and are within your personal risk parameters. As a reminder, this is done by clicking on the settings cog on the top left corner of each trader. So let's execute on live account. This message will appear. It says, caution, your portfolio contains at least one top trader whose current trader risk score is greater than the risk tolerance you provided in the account opening process. The inclusion of this top trader in your portfolio may entail higher risks, which may have a negative impact on your invested capital. By adding this top trader to your portfolio, you accepted the risks involved. As previously discussed, Saud is happy to have one trader that has a slightly more aggressive risk management approach than the other 4 traders that he is following, and so clicks OK. You will then be presented with the following pop-up window. You have the option to execute the open trades onto your Iondo Markets account at the current market price. Click the checkbox to open the trades. Do not click the checkbox if you choose to ignore the open positions and only receive trades opened in the future. You will then have a list of the traders that you are following. Important, please note that these positions will be opened at the current market price and not the trader's original open price. This may lead to a different performance in comparison to that of your selected trader. Should the corresponding market currently be closed, or the position exceeds the maximum 10% risk, then the position cannot be opened on your account. If you have done your research and are happy to go in at current price on one or more of the top traders you are following, then simply check next to them and click Execute Portfolio. Saud is aware that he is new to trading and does not want to leave himself open to losses by jumping in too early, and so simply decided to wait and to follow the next set of trades the top traders execute. So he does not check any of the boxes and simply clicks on Execute Portfolio. You may then be presented with this important note on contract expiry dates and product rollovers. Have a read and then press close. On the next page, you're then able to see all the trades that are executed by the top traders you are following and how well they are performing with current open positions and recently closed positions. At the very bottom here, you can also see the fees that are accumulating with the trades that are being placed. Rest assured, the fees through the CMPA platform are some of the most competitive on the market. If at any point you want to close off your entire portfolio, either to bank the profit accumulated or to go back and start fresh as the current combination of top traders are not performing satisfactorily, then simply click on Stop Execution Now. In current open positions, you will also have the option of closing off individual trades, either to bank profit or cut the loss, by clicking on Close associated to each trade in this column here. Finally, there is another very important feature that you must be very aware of, and that is the loss protection tool. The loss protection tool is there for you to set a maximum amount you are happy for your account to go down to across all 5 top traders you are following before you close out of all your trades. This is an important feature of the platform that is there to give you the peace of mind, particularly in your early days as a newbie trader, and that is to mitigate the risk of losing more than you are comfortable with. How to set your loss protection amount is by clicking on this cog in the top right, and this pop-up window will appear. It will show you the current equity, which will include the profit or loss of open positions. In the trigger equity field, you set the value you are happy for your account to go down to before closing all positions. It is also important that you take a moment to read this disclaimer. The key is to find a happy balance of how much you are willing to have available as risk. Have this too tight and you do not give your account the breathing space to gain momentum. Have it too wide and you are open to bigger losses than you would like, particularly if you are following one of the more aggressive traders. Having a max risk exposure of up to 20% is not uncommon for traders, and so the key here for you and Saud is to find the right balance between how much you are willing to have as a max risk exposure and setting the correct order sizes for every instrument that is traded by each of the top traders you are following. As a newbie, having a conservative approach to start with and becoming more aggressive if needed over time is a smart approach and gives you a far better chance of longevity in the markets. As Saud has decided to follow the 20% rule, which he has added to his trading plan, he sets the trigger amount to $96,000 and then click Save. The loss protection has now been updated. And now to go back to the very beginning when we first logged in, Click on the Continental Markets icon in the top left corner. We are then presented with the very first two options we looked at, which were My Account and My Portfolio. We have just looked in detail at the settings in My Account and how to create your portfolio. My Portfolio will give you direct access to that portfolio. And there you have it. You are now ready to fund your account and start copying top traders. And once again, I cannot stress the importance of doing your due diligence and maximizing the use of the risk management tools available to you that we have covered in this recording. If you have any further questions or are keen to have help with creating a trading plan, as well as training to get a better understanding of the financial markets, then contact the CMPA team on the email below and they will be happy to direct you to us. Smart trading, guys.